we have the beach house in Emerald Isle, and then our second property that we ended up acquiring, we didn't really do anything. It was a business associate that I worked with at Llewellyn. She wanted to buy a property in Wintergreen at the ski resort there. And so we're not on the mortgage. We're on the title, where we didn't put any money down. It was just something that she wanted to do, but she wanted to have, you know, if money was tight for her, you know, so we could balance it out. And that was one of the things that I said, you know, I wouldn't do it again in the future. But then our primary residence, because the market tanked, we had to keep it. So that's actually a long-term rental. That one is.
And just to piggyback on what Chris is saying, as far as names and titles, mine was very strategic. So when I started, I put a bunch of properties in my name and intentionally put nothing in my wife's name. Now, she was on a couple titles, just so that she didn't think I was going to divorce her, but she was on no mortgage. She wasn't on a car payment. She wasn't on our home equity line that we pulled out. She wasn't on our mortgage, and she wasn't on our first 2 investment properties. But then when I wanted to go buy something and I knew no bank would give me money, she had nothing. She had a 750 credit score and all the income and no debt to income ratio. So there's a caveat in there that because I put her on titles, there were some.
Sell it without her.
Well, I couldn't sell them without her, but also they take the taxes that are due on that property and they count that against her income, which was kind of a pain. But that's more of a lender thing. So it was a learning experience. But keeping them separate is nice. That we really aren't on any mortgages together of all 8 properties. Either she's on the mortgage or I'm on the mortgage. Now we're on the title together on many.
Do you guys buy, for the whole room, do you guys buy your single-family rentals in your own name, or do you put them in LLCs?
I buy them in my own name. I probably should have them in LLCs. I bought 2 flips in LLCs, and I learned that it's a accounting nightmare because you have to file quarterly taxes and calculate profit and loss each quarter, which is just a pain. I'd rather wait till the end of the year, but from a liability standpoint, it's probably better if they were in LLCs.
I see you shaking your head yes. What do you do?
Absolutely all LLCs.
Right.
We're transporting
She
them
has
all,
an
and in
accountant for her husband.
but in a
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, it's
No,
very
no,
easy.
actually, I do. But what happened actually is that I read this whole thing that's happening right now in Maryland, where there's this person being sued, etc., and it had to do with how they were holding title, and it was a rental property. So I went to an estate attorney, and when we're doing just normal estate stuff, which everybody should be doing anyway. You know, number one thing that he said is, you guys are holding these properties differently. We're like him. Most of the properties initially were all in Sam's name. The rest of the properties are in my name, and it's because there is that for law and there's a lot of tax things, and just it makes it easier, but everything is getting converted to an LLC.
Yeah, let's just say they're paying $2,000 a month. Okay, for a new 12-month lease, $2,050. If you want a 6-month lease, then it was $2,100 or so. And if you want month to month, then it was $22 or so. And she said many times the tenants chose the month to month, and she got a premium, and they stayed for a year. Follow me on that? Is that, hey, the security of another year is worth, okay, your month to month, which gives you security, is worth a premium to me. I will tell you that when I have a property that's coming up for rent this time of year, I will sometimes go and say, tell you what, I'll give you 18 months at the same rent. Now, if the rental market's skyrocketing, maybe I'll try and squeeze, but hey, I'd rather keep from having the vacancy and roll it into the better time of year, which is the late spring, early summer, or late summer and early fall.